Hello, beloved soul, and welcome back to the Light and Shadow podcast. Whether this is your first time arriving here, or you've been walking with me through many transmissions, I honor you deeply for being here now. Because you didn't just stumble into this moment, you were guided. Some part of your soul whispered, "It is time to remember." I'm Grey, Reiki Master, Seer, Soul Alchemist, and your guide in this temple of remembrance, where we walk through shadow, illusion, and fear, not to get lost in them, but to transmute them into power. And with this breath, the transmission begins. Before we dive in, a gentle reminder: this podcast is a sacred space of support and reflection, but it is not a substitute for therapy. If you are doing deep healing work and need clinical or therapeutic support, please honor yourself by reaching for that too. And if your soul is ready for deeper initiation with me, you will find many ways to walk this path through one-on-one intuitive coaching, where we rewrite the patterns in real time, through our Light and Shadow Sanctuary, a private community where we gather each week to walk this journey together. And for those ready to go deeper into mastery and initiation, there is the Grey Ethereus Academy, the Light and Shadow Mystery School, where we study the ancient codes of energy, shadow alchemy, rituals, and soul sovereignty. And of course, you can always find me on TikTok at Grey Ethereus for daily reminder, activations, and teachings to carry you through the in-between. The link is in the description box below. Now, let's open the gates, because today we are journeying into the subconscious codes of creation, the hidden beliefs and imprints that silently shape your reality. The question is, are you truly creating your life? Or are you repeating the codes of fear, survival, and conditioning you didn't even know you were carrying? This is not just about the mind, it is about the soul's authorship, about taking the pen back from a fear and letting your deepest truth write the story of your life. Take a breath, let it drop into your belly, and ask yourself quietly, what story have I been unconsciously repeating? And what story is my soul ready to tell instead? That is where we begin. The subconscious is not some distant and abstract thing. It is the hidden engine of your reality. It is the silent operating system running beneath every choice you make, every word you speak, and every identity you step into. From a psychological perspective, the subconscious is the part of your mind that stores everything you have absorbed since birth: memories, experiences, beliefs, fears, and patterns. By the age of 7, most of your core programming is already written. That's when you were absorbing life like a sponge, watching how love was given or withheld, how conflict was handled, and how worthiness was measured in the home you grew up in. This means much of what you believe about yourself and the world is not even yours. It has handed to you by parents, teachers, culture, religion, and society. And yet, those subconscious imprints shape 90 to 95% of your daily thoughts and behaviors without you even realizing it. From a spiritual perspective, the subconscious is not just storage, it is a magnet. It broadcasts energy into the universe, pulling in experiences that confirm what you believe to be true. If the subconscious holds the code "I am unworthy," you will unconsciously align with relationships, jobs, and opportunities that reinforce that wound. If the subconscious holds the code "Life supports me," you will notice doors opening, synchronicities aligning, and blessings flowing with ease. This is why you can affirm something with your conscious mind: I am abundant, I am loved, I am successful. But if your subconscious code says otherwise, your reality will mirror the hidden program, not the spoken affirmation. The subconscious is the bridge between your human story and your soul's creation. It's not inherently bad or good. It is simply a mirror, reflecting the codes you have been running. The great invitation of this path is not to destroy the subconscious, but to reprogram it. To bring the codes into alignment with your soul rather than your fear. Because here's the truth. You are not doomed to keep repeating old stories. The subconscious can be rewritten. The codes can be updated. And when they are, your reality shifts to match the frequency of your becoming. Every soul arrives with essence. But every human is imprinted with programming. These imprints become subconscious codes, scripts that run in the background, shaping what you expect, attract, and allow. Let's break them down into a few of the most common themes. First, money codes. If as a child you heard phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, or money is the root of all evil, or we cannot afford that, or rich people are greedy, and so on. Your subconscious may have recorded a code. There is never enough. Wanting more is unsafe. As an adult, you may unconsciously self-sabotage abundance. Opportunities arise, but you hesitate. You receive money, but it slips away quickly, not because you are not capable, but because your subconscious is still following the scarcity code. If you learned that love had to be earned through performance, silence, or sacrifice, your subconscious may have written, I must abandon myself to be chosen. This code shows up in relationships where you overgive, accept crumbs, or tolerate disrespect. Even when you consciously know you deserve better, the hidden script pulls you back into the familiar pattern. The third code is a self-worth. Perhaps you were praised only for achievements or perfection. The subconscious records, my value is in what I do, not who I am. This leads to burnout, chronic proving, and never feeling enough, even when you achieve more than you once dreamt of. And lastly, ancestral and collective codes. And remember, it's not just your lifetime writing these codes. You may also carry imprints from ancestral lines or cultural narratives. Vows of poverty from religious ancestors. Silence and submission coded into women in your family line. And collective beliefs like life is hard or dreamers are unrealistic. These live in your subconscious until you consciously choose to rewrite them. The simplest way to identify your subconscious codes is to look at your life right now. Where do you keep hitting the same wall? Where do you feel stuck, no matter how much effort you make? And where does your reality feel smaller than your desire? Those repeating patterns are not random. They are your subconscious codes revealing themselves. The empowering truth is, what was written can be rewritten. And when you shift the code, the pattern dissolves and your reality expands to match the new frequency. Your subconscious is like fertile soil. Whatever is planted in it, through repetition, authority, and emotion, takes root and grows into the reality you experience. But here's the thing, most of those seeds weren't planted by you. Let's look at the main ways these subconscious codes get written. Between birth and about age 7, your brain spends most of its time in theta brainwaves, a highly suggestible state. This means every word, every tone, every action around you was absorbed as truth. If your parents sighed when you asked for something, you may have recorded the code, my needs are too much. If you were praised only when achieving, you may have recorded, I am only worthy when I perform. If love was inconsistent, you may have recorded, love is unstable. I must work to keep it. These childhood imprints don't just sit in memory, they become the operating system of your subconscious. Even beyond childhood, repetition writes codes. If you hear the same messages over and over, whether from family, culture, or society, they become hardwired. For example, Hearing life is hard daily plants a scarcity code. Watching your caregivers constantly overwork plants a survival code. Rest is unsafe. Growing up in a culture that silences emotions plans, well, my feelings are dangerous. Better to numb. Repetition plus authority equals programming. The subconscious doesn't just record words, it records emotional events as well. Moments of high emotional charge act like hot branding irons that etch codes deep into your psyche. A heartbreak may code, I am unlovable. Public humiliation may code, it is unsafe to be visible. A teacher's praise may code, I am smart only when I have the right answers. These moments don't just pass, they shape what you unconsciously expect from life. Finally, codes can be inherited. Patterns of poverty, silence, or self-sacrifice often run down ancestral lines, not because your DNA dooms you, but because energy and unhealed trauma are passed forward until someone chooses to rewrite the script. You may be living out vows your ancestors made, like to stay small to survive, or to never speak truth to authority, or to accept struggle as normal. But what was passed down doesn't have to be passed on. Your subconscious didn't choose these codes, but you, the conscious, awakened I, can now choose whether to keep them or to rewrite them. Awareness of your subconscious programming is the first step. But awareness alone doesn't dissolve it. You must consciously install new codes. Think of it like upgrading the operating system of your soul. Here are pathways to begin. Number 1, rewrite through language, aka affirmations as recoding. Your subconscious doesn't argue, it records. Every time you speak or think a phrase with repetition and emotion, you reinforce it. So if you have lived with codes like, I am not enough, or life is hard, the antidote is not just positive thinking, it is conscious reprogramming. Replace I am not enough with I am worthy as I am without any condition. Replace life is hard with life supports me in miraculous ways. The key here, consistency and embodiment. Say it daily, say it out loud, say it while you breathe into your body so the new code is felt, not just heard. Number 2, mirror work and embodied rituals. Words alone are not enough. The body must believe. Stand before a mirror, place your hand on your heart and declare, I am loved, I am safe, I am powerful. Notice the resistance. That resistance is the old code fighting to stay. Instead of pushing it away, acknowledge it. I see the old program, and I choose differently right now. That's how you respond. Embodied rituals like candlework, breathwork, or movement anchor the new belief into your nervous system, not just your mind. Number 3, pattern interrupts. Every time you catch yourself repeating an old code, you have a moment of choice. When you think I can't, pause and replace it with I am learning how. When you feel I am too much, interrupt it with I am the exact medicine I came to be. This is not about denying your feelings, it is about redirecting the story so it no longer defines you. Number 4, work with the subconscious directly. Meditation, hypnosis, guided visualization, and theta state practices allow you to bypass the analytical mind and speak directly to the subconscious. In these states, plant the seeds of the new belief. Visualize yourself already living the reality you desire. Feel the emotions of that life as if it's happening now, and anchor it with a phrase like, this is who I am. This is my truth. Because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It begins aligning your outer world to the inner picture. And number 5, ancestral and collective release. Some codes are not personal, they are inherited, as I mentioned earlier. To rewrite them, create rituals of release. Write down the vow you feel you have been carrying. I release the vow of silence passed down my lineage. My voice is safe here and now. Burn it with intention, calling on your ancestors to witness the healing. Speak a new vow. From this moment forward, I honor my line by living free. When you shift these codes, you're not only liberating yourself, you are liberating your lineage. This is your core reminder right here. Rewriting is not about fixing yourself. It is about remembering that the I, the soul self, was always whole. You're not creating worthiness. You are restoring access to it. I once worked with a woman who came to me carrying the heavy code of unworthiness. Her story began in childhood, where she was told over and over that love had to be earned through achievements, obedience, and self-sacrifice. By the time she reached adulthood, her subconscious mantra was, if I give enough, they'll choose me. If I'm perfect, I'll be safe. And on the surface, she looked like she had it all together. Successful career, long-term relationship, busy social life. But beneath it all, she was exhausted. Her relationships felt one-sided. She overgave until she collapsed. And she could never fully receive love, compliments, or support without guilt. The hidden code was running the show. I am valuable only when I am useful. Our work together began with awareness. Through candle rituals, journaling, and energy clearing, she began to see the pattern clearly, not as truth, but as programming. She realized this code is not who I am, it is what I learned. The moment of recognition cracked the spell. Step by step, we began installing new codes. In mirror work, she declared I am worthy simply because I exist. In her journal, we rewrote old vows. I released the belief that I must suffer to be loved. I choose joy and reciprocity right now. In ritual, she burned letters addressed to her old self, thanking her for surviving, blessing her for letting go. And each time, the old program rose. When she felt the urge to overgive, or guilt when someone offered her help, she paused and whispered, I choose a new code. I am safe to receive. Within a few months, the shifts were undeniable. Her partner began meeting her with deeper respect because she no longer tolerated crumbs. She stopped hustling for worth in her career, and opportunities actually increased when she honored her limits. Most importantly, she felt at home in herself for the first time. Not because she fixed herself, no, but because she remembered that her worth was never broken. This is the power of rewriting subconscious codes. You don't just change your thoughts, you change your reality. You stop outsourcing your story to old wounds. You reclaim authorship of your life. Beautiful soul, you have just walked through the deep terrain of the subconscious, the hidden scripts that write the story of your reality. And here's what I want you to remember. You are not at the mercy of these old cycles. You are the author. You are the alchemist. You are the one who decides what story continues and what story ends. But awareness alone isn't enough. Integration requires practice. Here are 2 simple ways to begin rewriting your codes right now. Practice the I am. Every morning, speak 3 I am statements into the mirror. Not roles, not masks, not fear, but truth. I am worthy of love. I am safe to receive. I am the author of my life. Number 2, Catch the old code. When a limiting belief rises, I don't deserve this, it's too late for me, or I'll never change, pause. Say aloud, cancel. That is not my truth anymore. Then replace it with your new code. Because, beloved, the subconscious doesn't just listen to words, it listens to repetition, to embodiment, to energy. And each time you choose a new code, your reality shifts to reflect it. And next time, on the Light and Shadow podcast, we step into the frequency of forgiveness. How to free yourself without forgetting. Why forgiveness is not about condoning harm, but about cutting cords of resentment that keep your energy bound. And how to walk a path of compassion and clarity, where you release what no longer serves. So your heart, your body, your spirit can expand into true freedom. This is forgiveness as liberation, not for them, but for you. Until then, beloved, breathe deep. Feel the codes you have carried for too long dissolving in your body and whisper to yourself, I am free to write a new story. I am worthy of a life that reflects my soul. I am. And remember, the magic is already within you. You are more powerful than you know. Until next time.